Hello, I'm Connor Maloney. Here's my audience for my presentation today. Today, I'll be demonstrating how to use the Century Wavemaster XXL heavy bag. As you can see, disassembled here. So what is a heavy bag? Well, it's also known as a punching bag, and it's designed to absorb blows from a striker, usually with punches or kicks. Knees and elbows can work too, but a little harder to use with a device of this size. You can use it to condition your strength as you punch it, builds up muscle mass and punching power as you strike it, speed as you work on just the more repetitions of the punching and the kicking, the faster, stronger your strikes will get. If you do it for long intervals, it can be great for cardio work, building up your cardiovascular system, increasing your conditioning. And also in self-defense, working on techniques, how to properly strike someone in a self-defense scenario, or even in a boxing scenario, if you actually use it for the sport itself, or mixed martial arts as well. So those are its main uses. Some parameters about the object. It stands 7 inches tall when fully assembled, 18 inches in diameter at the base. It weighs about roughly 270 pounds when full of sand. The one I have here is full of water. That's about 240 pounds, a little less. Excuse me. The outside cover of it is wrapped in a vinyl cover, very durable, so it won't last for a long time. And then to absorb the blows, there's a foam lining on the inside, a dense foam to actually cushion the blows itself. One key thing about this particular model is the base. Most heavy bags are hung from the ceiling with a chain. Kind of the old school way to do it, it's kind of sways like a human being would do, because again, it's simulating a human. But for easier transport, this one has a base that can be easily moved, and you can empty the contents of it real quickly. So that's the model I have, and I prefer it, and particularly in an apartment-like scenario like this. So the history of the heavy bag. According to Title Boxing Club's article, The History of Boxing Equipment, the heavy bag, it's been used since the earliest military training, or a version of it since the earliest days of military training. The samurai in ancient Japanese times would strike at bags with rice or sand to simulate a human with their samurai swords. Military training such as bayoneting in the eras of the Civil War and even earlier. Practice running through someone, shooting targets down range, many different scenarios, some sort of device to simulate a human in combat, which is again what it really does. As far as being used widely in the boxing world, around the 1920s, thanks to Henry Ford's assembly line, that same principle was applied to heavy bag production, so they pumped out much more quickly for the fighters at the time. This image here is of Jack Dempsey, the heavyweight champion throughout most of the 1920s, one of the most popular people on the planet at the time. Everybody in the country, America at least, can tell you who the world champ was. Manasseh over Jack Dempsey. Here's some other examples through history as it's gone on. This one on the left here is Rocky Marciano, champ throughout the 50s, undefeated, one of the greats. Over here is Mike Tyson, training with Customato, again, one of the all-time greats, world champ throughout the 80s and 90s, using the bag himself. And then this is a newer model seen pretty recently. It's filled with water to give a different sort of impact when you punch. There's been varied results and like testing on if it's really good or not compared to the standard ones, but still an option if you prefer. So it's a quick assembly of the Wavemaster. It's not that hard. It comes in 3 simple pieces. The base itself, which I've already filled with water. You usually do this later on, but for this purpose, and I want to show it off, I've already filled it. And this nut in the bottom, it fits into the bottom here. And as you can see, the bag itself screws into it. So this kind of has the screw parts in the bottom to hold it down. So to do this, you would insert it in the bottom here. And again, usually this would be empty, but for the purposes I have it up, it's already full. You would then lay it down with holding the piece in place. As you do so, and then in the bottom, how it works is the nut itself is loose in the bottom there. And when you screw it in, it tightens up so that it doesn't move. So then, once it's in the bottom, you take the bag itself, insert it, and twist it clockwise until you should feel it tighten. Then it gets to one point, you can feel some resistance, lock it in, extra tightness. And then it has a little slack. The idea is when you strike it to simulate someone moving back when they get punched, so that's intentional, don't worry. Now, how to actually hit the thing. I've been doing this for 15 years, pretty confident what I can do. The Title Club site, once again, their article 10 best ways to hit a heavy bag. How to properly hit a heavy bag and protect yourself and use it effectively is the 10 tips they go through. They say to always wear hand protection. In this case, I've got boxing gloves. These are 14-ounce trainers from Everlast. This is the best kind to use when you're hitting a heavy bag. You want extra protection as you're hitting it. Pro fights, they're about 6-ounce gloves to give you an idea. Pro boxing matches, MMA gloves only 2 ounce. Their 10 tips: hand protection, protect yourself as you throw punches, keep your hands up. Know your distance, you don't need to be punching out here, make sure you're actually getting the bag. Torque the punches as you go, turn into them. If you want to twist them, get the front 2 knuckles to connect. Breathe, every time you punch, you exhale, keep your breathing regulated. Use your whole body, move, punches come from the ground, not the arms. Retract as you strike, we'll just do this. Bring it right back in to defend yourself. Hit everywhere. Headshots are great, but you gotta go to the body too. It hurts more than a headshot, actually. Movement, move around the bag, practice your movement technique, keep your legs at a good base at all times. And then finally, relax. Being super tense can sometimes tighten you up and you take a blow now as well. The great fighters of all time were relaxed and easygoing as they went about their fight. So now I'll show a few punches. The jab is the most key punch in all of boxing. So to do it, get a good stance on the tip of your toes, keep your hands up. Rotate your foot as you go in. Remember, it's all from the foot, all from the ground. It's not just this. Twist into it, get the torque right, and lay into it. One more strike real quick is the left hook, my favorite punch. Joe Frazier about the 60s, that was his punch of choice. Similar idea as the jab, it's again with the front and you're twisting your foot, but this time you're getting a little more behind it and you're feeling more of a hook motion, like such. So you just come into it and just slam it real quick like that. Easy enough. A couple other things, keep your wrist straight at all times. Never bend it in like this, that's how you break your wrist. Keep it straight at all times so you don't break it. Always wear gloves, you can just cut your skin hitting this like this. That's the last thing you want to do. And let's throw a punch. Last bit, how to buy it, where to buy it. I would get mine off Amazon, $300. Real quick and easy, shipped it right to my door. We got Prime for shipping and handling. Or you can get it at any sporting goods store. I got Dick's here, and we like to go to, but you can get it anywhere. And so that's the Wavemaster XXL. Thank you.